Good morning. This is George Townsend from Maryland Volunteer Lawyer Service. I am a workforce development project attorney, just checking in this morning with an update on some of the legislative changes to expungement law that were under consideration in the 2024 Maryland General Assembly session, which ended just a couple weeks ago. This is actually a pretty short video because there are not really any significant changes to expungement law coming out of this session. There had been two proposals that we at MVLS had been watching and advocating for. One of them was a bill that would have clarified what it means. One of the requirements for expungement in Maryland is that a person has satisfactorily completed their sentence, and then either that will trigger expungement or there will be a time limit after the completion of the sentence before expungement can occur, depending on what the specific offense and disposition were. This new bill would have sort of clarified when exactly a sentence ends in a case where there has been like a violation of probation or something like that. That bill did not end up passing. Second bill we had looked at was one relating to a partial expungement, which a partial expungement would be when a person has multiple charges arising out of the same incident. This proposed bill would have allowed a person to expunge the charges in that unit that are eligible while leaving behind any charges or convictions that were not eligible. That was another bill that would have been a real difference maker for a lot of individuals who were charged with multiple offenses, some of which became expungible either because of the nature of the charges or because they were never convicted of those specific charges, but that bill also did not pass. So two bills that had been proposed that we have been monitoring and provided testimony for in the General Assembly, neither of which passed. What does this mean going forward? I think both bills are things we would like to see reconsidered in the future, but I also think for a lot for those of us at MVLS and some of the other partner organizations we talk to, there's, I think, some degree of recognition that we got a huge sweeping success in expungement reform last year in the form of the REDEEM Act of 2023. So while there are still some big changes to be made, I think we're still sort of watching a lot of the amendments from the REDEEM Act go into effect. Most of those went into effect on October 1st of 2023. So that was things like reduced wait times, in addition to the list of eligible charges that can be expunged after conviction. So we're still seeing some of those REDEEM Act changes sort of ripple through the system as we work with individuals to get their cases expunged when they've got charges that became eligible back in October of 2023. So while we are still seeing a lot of people who have charges on the records that they're not able to get expunged either because of it would require a partial expungement or because there's some sort of issue related to completion of sentence. We're hoping that future legislative sessions might revisit those issues and make some of the changes that we had proposed and advocated for this year. Thanks so much. Have a great